Okay, here's your Learn Spanish with Me 4 audiobook follow-up. Let's see just how close we got. First off, let's go ahead and take a look again at the paragraph in question. This was Harry se puso de pie tan feliz como si un enorme globo se expandiera en su interior. Harry jumped to his feet so happy, or as happy as if a giant ball or globe was expanding inside him. Fue directamente a la ventana y la abrió. He went directly to the window, or straight to the window, and opened it. La abrió. He opened. El bujo bajó en picada y dejó el periódico sobre Hagrid. The owl swooped in, or flew in, nosedived in, and dropped or gave, I think, the periódico, the periodical, the newspaper, on Hagrid, or on top of Hagrid. And I think that's as far as we got before I had to cut out. I actually had to do an online guitar lesson. Que no se despertó. On top of Hagrid, that's a comma, I believe, yeah. That not to him despertó. I think that's woke up or got up. Who didn't wake up, who didn't get up. Okay? All right, let's go with the audiobook, and I'm also going to go ahead and do the actual book. All right, there.
Harry scrambled to his feet, so happy he...
Oops. Let's actually do that again.
Claw on the window, a newspaper held in its beak. Harry scrambled to his feet, so happy he felt as though a large balloon was swelling inside him. He went straight to the window and jerked it open. The owl swooped in and dropped the newspaper on top of Hagrid, who didn't wake up. The owl then fluttered onto the floor and began to attack Hagrid's coat. "Don't do that." Harry tried to wave the owl up.
Okay, so looks like we were pretty close. Something that's kind of a dead giveaway here is he felt as though a large balloon, oops, where is that thing? A large balloon was swelling inside him. And I said globo as in globe or ball, right? And I don't believe I even looked that up. So in fact, let's actually do that now. Get a little verse of context in there. Boom. I say globo. Oh, in French. Oh, I think it automatically defaults to. There it is, balloon. All right. Now it can mean globe, so yeah, I was actually right, but it doesn't make sense. He was so excited he felt like a giant globe was growing inside him. So I think it really means globe literally, but probably more as a slang for balloon, a globo. She's floating around like a big balloon, right? So now I want to do another exercise while we're at it here, and just for fun, I'm going to actually have them read the whole page from the beginning. It's just right at the start of the chapter here. So I'm going to have them read the whole page in English, and I want you to follow along reading the Spanish and see if you can, grab some words here and there just by the context and where it is. Some words will pop out at you. This is a really great exercise. Okay. I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning of the chapter.
Full of sundry symbols. When I open my eye, I feel Shakespeare. I'll mind if it wriggles a bit. I think I still got a... Chapter 5, The Pocket.
Okay, here we go.
Chapter 5, Diagon Alley. Harry woke early the next morning. Although he could tell it was daylight, he kept his eyes shut tight. It was a dream, he told himself firmly. I dreamed a giant called Hagrid came to tell me I was going to a school for wizards. When I open my eyes, I'll be at home in my cupboard. There was suddenly a loud tapping noise. And there's Aunt Petunia knocking on the door, Harry thought, his heart sinking. But he still didn't open his eyes. It had been such a good dream. Tap, tap, tap. All right, Harry mumbled. I'm getting up. He sat up and Hagrid's heavy coat fell off him. The hut was full of sunlight. The storm was over. Hagrid himself was asleep on the collapsed sofa, and there was an owl rapping its claw on the window, a newspaper held in its beak. Harry scrambled to his feet. So happy he felt as though a large balloon was swelling inside him. He went straight to the window and jerked it open. The owl swooped in and dropped the newspaper on top of Hagrid, who didn't wake up. The owl then fluttered onto the floor and began to attack Hagrid's coat. Don't do that.
Okay, so that was a pretty fun exercise. Did you notice all the little golpe references? Right. So he said, let's see here, golpeteo. What is the? I need to call it the PDF. There we go. So, un subito golpeteo, right? That's there was suddenly a loud tapping noise. As subito is small, or I think it's quiet. Golpeteo, right? So golpeteo is kind of like a you can say mama, or you can say mamacita. The ita or not sure how there's other ways of saying, but I know anytime you have a little T on the end, usually it's a diminutive of that. I might be wrong here. That might be just a separate word of its own, but golpeteo is just a tap, tap, tap instead of a hit, hit, hit. Remember from the last video that this is a follow-up of, I'd actually mentioned the golpe, the hit, what is it, un golpe violento, when the door crashed, right? And there's another one. Let's see here. Where is that? There was another golpeteo. There it is. Golpeando, right? Ando in this case means ing, right? So golpe means hit, and ando means ing, golpeando, hitting, right? And this is the part where there was an owl wrapping its claw on the window, right? Un bujo, as we know, is an owl. We're going to see that a lot in this book, so that's one that's going to reinforce itself. Con su pata. I'm assuming pata means claw or finger, no, dedo means finger, so it might be specifically claw. Golpeando con su pata, with his, I'm gonna assume claw, because that's what the English translation was. And la ventana is the window. Con un periódico, as we know, with a periodical or a newspaper. En el pico, in his beak. All right. So that's the follow-up. We're pretty doggone close, except that that whole globo thing. I'd said globe or ball when it was really a balloon, which actually makes more sense poetically speaking. Okay, so I will see you next time on Learn Spanish with me. I guess it'll be 5. Thanks for joining me.